Oh, guys, what's going on? What's going on? Happy Halloween. We got a lot going on today. We got a lot happening. There's some NBA, there's some NHL. We are going to look at Game 6 of the World Series. It's going to be a good time. As you guys might not know, I'm a ninja this Halloween season. And so for the next hour or so, we're just going to hop into some best bets. I don't know how long the mask is going to stay on because it's a little difficult, but, we're going to have some fun. So let's take a look at some prize picks. Let's take a look at some underdog. Let's see what we got cooking right now at the moment. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, so looking at we're going to start with some 3-pick entries. By the way, if you guys can't hear me too well, let me know. What's going on, Joshua? Happy Halloween, man. So let's see what we got. All right, we're looking at some prize picks. We'll start off with prize picks, underdog. Jackpot bonus. Yeah, John. We cash Morgan Geeky. We cash Dawson Mercer. We cash Rashad Bateman in the jackpot bonus. I would imagine at some point today we will find out how much we made. So yeah, morning to you, Chi-Town. What's going on, man? What's going on? What do we got? So Shaden Sharp, points and rebounds, 25.5. No, obviously, guys, if we're looking at some player props for, we're going to be focused this morning on a lot of mainline markets. But for the player props, I would say that, we're going to look at a couple, but PrizePicks doesn't have their lines set out yet. So we'll have to take a look. So right now, all of these plays compared to FanDuel, I do not like. I do not like any of these plays. Drake May rushing attempts. This is for Sunday. Okay. It's not bad. Patty Mahomes. It's okay. It's not too bad. Appreciate Irish. Yeah. Honestly, the mask, I kind of forgot about COVID. Like, this mask sucks. Everything else about the outfit's pretty cool, but this mask sucks. Totally forgot about it. So if you guys can't hear me very well, then just let me know so that I'll just take the mask off. No, we'll move on. There's not much here at the moment on PrizePicks that I really care about. So let's take a look at some 3 picks. 3 picks, no insurance. Okay. Let's see. Anything at all. Jonathan, fantasy scores. Let's remove those. But we had a night last night. We're finishing the month strong with NHL goal scores. I sound like a broken record. I'm waiting for the hot streak to end. At some point, it's going to happen. But man, we're just running so hot on NHL goal scores. All right, DK Metcalf. I'm in on DK. I like that one. Even though it's my Steelers under 4.5, it's a great price to Pinnacle and FanDuel. So I like Metcalf. And perfect. All right. And they already bumped this. Unbelievable. It's already bumped. You can tell I just refreshed it. They already reduced the payout. Not even worth it now. Insane. So this is European basketball. So right now at the moment, guys, I'll go with Quentin Grimes. That's fine. I can do the over 7.5 rebounds and assists. I'll take Royce. Okay. Royce is fine at 21.5, and this bar is just a little too low that it's set. So it's over 21.5 PRA. Luke Kennard, yeah. Okay, these would be my 3 that I can get down on. Okay. Luke Kennard, over 2.5 rebounds. All right, I will share this with you guys. This is a 3-pick entry. Remember, no insurance. Yeah, Joshua, Geeky and Mercer, no doubt about that. It was a hell of a night. To hit our guys. I was a little disappointed yesterday for how many games there were on the NHL slate. The fact that we weren't able to find many, but the ones that we did find, they worked out for us really, really well. Let's take a look at Better. Better 3-pick slips. As you guys know, I'm a hardcore 3-pick slip guy now. It's really all I want to play. Okay, so Murray, Zion. Okay, these aren't bad. I like the Murray play. Zion plays okay. Same kind of with Siakam. So I'll fire up Better, and I'll share this with you guys. Better recently, guys, probably within the last couple weeks, has changed their payouts on 3 picks. There's just a part of this mask that's just really, really it's just tickling me to no end. But they changed it to match Underdog and PrizePicks. I love how my facial recognition on my iPhone doesn't recognize me. So the costume's working, that's for sure. And I'm just grabbing a code here really quick so I can throw this in. There we go. All right, so Murray, I'm good with that. Gonna load for me better? Can we maybe... What's the deal with Better? What's the deal with the website? I know I can do this on the app. There it is. No, give me the login again. All right, no idea. All right. So I'm going to put this together on my phone, and then I'm going to try to share, and I'll share this link with you guys. So we're going with Murray. So the Siakam play, basically, yeah, we're taking basically plays that are 14 cents of difference or higher to FanDuel, which it's fine. It's not ideal, but it's fine. Obviously, I would prefer 20 cents, guys. But we can get down with this. And then we'll take a look at some DraftKings Pick 6. We'll take a look at some Dabble. I'll be on later tonight, guys, at 6 o'clock Eastern, so I won't be taking a look at really any NHL goal scorers at the moment. Zion over, Jamal under, and then we're looking at Siakam. Make sure you play this as a perfect slip, so there's no insurance. We're looking at the over on his rebounds and assists. All right, perfect. Perfect play. And then I do have $20 in... I got $20 in bonus right now in Better, which I definitely want to do that. All right. So let me copy this link, and then I'll throw this in my notes, and I'll share this with you guys. If there's a will, there's a way, and there's always a way, so we'll get this done. Okay, let's move on as I'm going to share this with you. Let's go over to DraftKings Pick 6. And there it is. Last morning in Florida, Chi-Town. Or Irish, sorry. I'll be out of this state, fully be able to tail by 6 p.m. stream. Nice to hear that. Rick, good morning to you. Okay, so... That's the 3-pick slip over on Better if you guys want to tail that. Shared a PrizePicks slip. Obviously, we have Flex Friday coming out, a little bit later today, so it's something you want to take a look at. What do we got? Also forgot to mention that this Ninja is a Dodgers fan. So, let's go Dodgers. Let's go. Game 6, boys. We got to lock it in. Yamamoto's got to get it done. Yamamoto's going to get it done for us. Let's go Dodgers. Big Blue's going to get it done. So Yamamoto's going to give us about another shutout, 9 innings, complete game, and we're going to force a game 7. We'll take a look at some stuff for the World Series as well. So this Ninja is a secret Dodgers fan as well. I don't really like anything on the Pick 6. Okay, well, I shouldn't say that. Jalen's okay. I hate betting unders on some of these stars. But man, these prices aren't all that bad. So we might have to fire this up. I hate betting unders on Joker. I hate betting unders on Jalen. I did that like 2 days ago. I wasn't a fan. Appreciate that. Patrick, what happened, brother? It's Halloween, man. It's Halloween. You can't hear me. Audio is perfect, Irish. Let me know, guys, if the audio is not good. I'm trying to make sure I raise my voice. Patrick mentioned to me a couple of streams ago that the audio was not any good. So if you guys are unable to hear me, I don't mess around with my settings, guys, when it comes to the microphone. I leave it the exact same. So Patrick, I do apologize, man, if it's not working for you. Oh, yeah, we also have a stat bump today. We have a stat bump. So you got Ja over, Tyrese Maxey over, Jaylen Brown over. You know, these stat bumps, guys, again, I don't know how good they are. So when we're looking at stat bumps, so basically when I'm over here on pick 6, you guys can kind of see we have these, right? So one thing that I would do is I would go over to, good to hear, Rick. All right. Sounds perfect. I appreciate you guys. Just appreciate the feedback from those of you. It helps out because I want to make sure that everyone can hear okay. So the first thing I would do is I just come over to, if you don't use OddsJam or whoever you use, and just take a look at the lines. So if I just come over here to the EV tool, I go over to sports. Did DraftKings overinflate? Did they overinflate the Maxey play? Did they overinflate Jalen's play or Ja, right? So I'll come down here to the Grizzlies, and we have quite a bit of games going on today when it comes to the NBA. So points, rebounds, and assists. And then let's take a look at Ja. And they didn't. You can see that his main line is at 37.5. So to get Ja at 34.5 is definitely a discount, right? If I go over to player points, and let's take a look at Maxey. Where's Philly at? Right here, between these two guys. So Maxey's sitting at 29.5 on his points. We're getting at 25.5. So I'm just doing a spot check, making sure that we're not getting screwed by the sports books because that happens all the time. Jalen is at 24.5 for his line. So I would say the Jalen line at 26.5. Some books have it here. Yeah, most books have it at 26.5. So I'm willing to go with whoever you want to, guys. I'm going to take Ja just because of the points, rebounds, and assists. Plus I believe, Ja or Tyrese, all three of them can, but I believe that Ja and Tyrese can easily hit these overs. So I'm going to take the Ja over, and then we'll go with Jaylen Brown. Speaking of points, rebounds, and assists, I would take Jalen under. And then we would look to take on points and assists, we're going to take the Joker. And I do not really love these two plays. I'm not excited about it, but I'll throw it in there. I can only play this for $10, so that's fine. All right, I will share this with you guys right now. And there we go. Yeah, Patrick, today's Halloween, brother. I won't be the only, but this ninja is a Dodgers fan. All good, but there we go. All good, but yeah, it's Halloween. So I'll be dressed up tonight for the evening stream. And then tomorrow, guys, we'll be on at 11 a.m. Eastern. On Sunday, we'll be on at 11 a.m. Eastern. So back to the regular scheduled programming. Okay, so let's move on from this. Let's take a look at Dabble. For anyone that's using Dabble, I know that Irish is looking to use some Dabble. So Donovan Mitchell, this is awesome right here. Under 33.5 PRA, or points and rebounds. FanDuel's at 31.5. All the books are at 31.5 except for MGM. And as we know, guys, MGM they're a cupcake of a sports book. You can make really good money over there betting there on MGM. So this gives me confidence in this play. Donovan Mitchell, it's a nice discount. It's 2 off to most of the rec books. So I like this play. DeAndre Ayton, over 24 points and rebounds. This is some insurance, but this is a half. I would take this as well. I'm good with this. FanDuel, DraftKings, I like this one. So Mitchell and Ayton, I would love. And then Embiid under on his made threes. There's a lot of good plays. I like this. I like these 3 plays right here. So if I was putting together a 3-pick slip with no insurance on Dabble, this would be the 3 picks right here that I would put together. For sure. Appreciate that, Aaron. Very good tip. Yeah, Aaron says, if you use that slice stat, you can utilize the 50% profit boost, which is definitely good to know. And the slice stats are nice. Yeah, we get the 50% boost. Make sure you hit that up. Purple's in the air. Tap for the boosted picks, guys. So make sure that you put together the 50% winnings boost. You can use that with the slice stat, which is great. Yeah, full pie Friday. Okay, nice. So the only thing that I will say, guys, that I don't like about the 50% winnings boost, you have to have 4 picks or more. And it's a big difference in payout when you move to 4 picks on pick 6. So just so you guys know, there's a nice little boost being offered by DraftKings pick 6, but it's based on 4 pick entries. And guys, 4 pick entries with no insurance is minus 177 odds per play. It's tough. It's tough. It's a massive jump in price when it comes to taking these plays. And so that's the only gimmick or thing that they make you do with these plays. And you guys might say, well, who cares? What's the big deal? But it's a very big deal in terms of difficulty and then payout per slip. So I would honestly, I'd like to bypass the 50% winnings, and I would just go straight into just using the slice stat instead. It's nice to know, though, that you can get that slice stat with the winnings boost, so it makes that one leg a little bit easier to hit, but it's a bit of a ripoff from pick 6. They are obviously banking, guys, on most people not paying attention and knowing the math behind the difference between payouts in 3 pick entries and 4 pick entries. That's what they're banking on. And so, okay. But it's good to know that if you guys want to use it, you can use it. So let's take a look at the arbitrage tool. And there's some good arbitrage plays right now, but as I mentioned before, Hard Rock really dominates a lot. So if we're looking at these plays, obviously pre-match plays, 10% max, right? When it comes to this, we're looking at 10% max plays for pre-match, because anything that's above 10%, I believe is just a mistake. And guys, as I mentioned before, when it comes to using OddsJam, a lot of different features, a lot of different things, some things that are going to be coming out next week for you guys that are Platinum Plan members. We talked about the custom EV formula. I'm going after main markets and player props, date ranges for today. That's pretty much it. You could select your sports books and even take the offshores if you want. If I wanted to remove Hard Rock just for the sake of all the results, there's still a lot of results in general that you can go after and grab. Obviously, we're looking at plays that are in that lower 4% range, but a lot of plays that are above 2.5%, right? But I'm not, this hockey match is going to start in a couple hours, but I'm not really looking to bet the puck line on Czech Republic hockey. That's just not something that I'm looking to arbitrage. So when you ask, people ask sometimes, I don't understand why I'm getting limited. Well, one clear-cut reason why you might be getting limited is because you're playing Czech Republic hockey and you're arbitraging these 2 plays. How many people are maybe betting the minus 1.5 on this club when no American really bets Czech Republic hockey? So just make sure that, you kind of stick to the main popular leagues when it comes to arbitrage betting. Obviously, if you guys want to try 1 week for free, no problem, Ramo. No problem, man. Ramo, you're here all the time, so I want to make sure we hook you up so that you get enough. If you're looking for some more plays, I'll kind of pause here for Irish and Ramo. But when it comes to, OddsJam, you're going to receive a 1 week free trial. You're going to receive 35% off your first month after the 1 week trial ends. And this is the time, guys. We are now in the last day of October. It's Halloween. College basketball is starting any minute. Actually, I kind of forget, but I need to ask ChatGPT. And ChatGPT tells me November 3rd. So November 3rd. So next week, guys. College basketball starts next week. And that is when we are officially in the best time of the sports betting season. Tyler, what's going on? Any socials to support? In terms of myself, or, other than myself, just, what I have on Twitter or the YouTube channel. That's pretty much it. It's pretty simple with me. I don't really TikTok. I don't post a ton of TikToks. I used to. I don't very often anymore. But just, supporting the channel here, guys, subscribing. A lot of you have. I appreciate it as we are closing in on 10,000 subscribers, getting close to 8,000 subs. But the goal obviously is 10,000. That's going to be the next big, party that we'll have when we hit those subscribers. But again, guys, with arbitrage betting, it's pretty simple here. Just pick the sports books that you have accounts with, right? Maybe you just want to do a FanDuel and a DraftKings, an MGM, maybe ESPN, Bet and Fanatics. Okay. And then maybe you're like, I don't want to go after any ARBs unless it's 3% or higher. Okay. Well, at the moment, there isn't any results that are 3%. So if you dip this down to 2.5%, there isn't any results. But what you can do is just kind of set your parameters up. Maybe you're like, you know what, Billy, I'm going to listen to you. I'm only going to go after the NBA. And maybe the NHL, and let's just go after the NFL, right? And I'm just going to save my filter. And you can literally save this to call it whatever you want. Click save, and then you're just going to receive a notification whenever there's arbitrage plays that pop up. That's what it's all about. Is it too late to bet college football? 49ers, do you mean like in the season or like just the fact that it's a Friday? Because you can still find profitable plays even on a Friday. It can definitely happen. So definitely can happen. So let's take a look at the sharp. We'll start with the sharp money tool, and then we'll jump into the EV tool. So the sharp money tool, if this is a real play, then I could definitely get interested in this Oregon State money line. This is a bit of a long shot underdog. This is a global sports book called Bet Now. So let's kind of walk through some scenarios. Friday 40. No, it's not too late. It's not too late. You can still find plays tomorrow for the main markets. It's just not my preference, but we still find some plays from time. It's all about, for me, and it's a good question, but if I can find a play where there's line movement from a sharp book, within the last couple of hours on a mainline market, or in this case, with the sharp money tool, this mask is just driving me insane. With the sharp money tool, right, there's $11,000. This guy wants Oregon State at plus 178. This guy wants Oregon State at plus 175. We can get this at a global book called Bet Now at plus 180. Pinnacle's only taking $2,000 on this play. So there is an extreme confidence in these guys to go bet this on the exchanges. Same thing here with the Saints and the Rams. Pinnacle's taking $2,000 on the over 43.5. We can get this over at Sport Trade, and then this is a sports book that's only available to me in Arizona, and it is an exchange. You can see that a lot of people want this play at minus 107, minus 108, minus 109. We can get this at minus 106 on the over 43.5. So there's a lot of liquidity here on this over, and Pinnacle's only taking $2,000. So these are great examples of multipliers. What's Pinnacle's limit, and then multipliers of this. So this is where I would really go after both of these plays. Same here with the money line play. Now, I would definitely peep bookmakers. We talk a lot about bookmaker. Bookmaker does take higher limits than Oklahoma, Tennessee. So this is a play that I probably wouldn't go after. But on the opposite side, if we're looking at the Vikings on the point spread, and Pinnacle's limit is $20,000. Well, the fact that there's 8,000 and 6,000 here, that means someone really wants the Vikings plus 9.5 at minus 109 or at minus 110, right? They want one of those two things. It's still not enough money for me to go after this because Pinnacle's line is $20,000. Pinnacle has more confidence in their line. So it's all about where the sharp money is compared to Pinnacle's limit. So for this Washington State play, I'm just going to log in off to the side. And I do apologize, guys. I can't share my screen when it comes to this specific sports book. I got to keep it just on the legal recreational sports books when I share my screen. It's a massive point of emphasis for YouTube. And I could get basically a strike on my account, which would be a big deal for me. I don't want that. So I can't share Bet Now, but this is a book that I've used from time to time. And I'm not sure if these odds are legit in terms of if this is real. I'm just waiting for it to load up. But this is a play that I would love to sprinkle on Oregon State. Okay. Let me see if this is out there. Yeah, and it's out there. It's at plus 180 odds. It's incredible. And I just realized I have 20 cents in the account. But this is a play I would love to go after. Outside of Bet Now, is there anywhere else? Because I'm also willing, guys, to take a range on this play. As you can see, though, this is most likely just also a positive EV play because no other sportsbook has this at plus 180 odds. No one does. So the fact this is almost a low hold to Pinnacle is really, really good. Now, on the Saints play, to be able to get this at minus 106, there's some other sharp books that you could take this up to minus 110. You could see that someone's willing to take this at minus 109, right? $3,800 to get their order filled. So I'm totally fine with going and betting this on FanDuel or on, let's say, DraftKings, right? Any of these books, I'm willing to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into FanDuel, and I'm going to go ahead and bet this over on the Rams and the Saints. Now, I know the Saints are starting Tyler Shugg, or however you say his last name. They're starting a different quarterback than what they normally normally do. They're not going with Spencer Rattler, but I'm willing to go after this play because of the sharp money tool, right? Mainline markets NFL, where Pinnacle's only taking $2,000. While I can't get this price on Sport Trade because I don't have any money in the account, at least I don't think I do, we can grab this over on FanDuel. Let me double check Sport Trade. Again, if you are based in Arizona, then this is a play that I would definitely go after. It's hilarious that I can't do the facial recognition, so I gotta do this. Let me get my code. All right. No, I don't have any money in the account, but that's okay. So we're looking at what? The over 43.5 minus 110. I gotta say, guys, FanDuel balance is looking decent. The balance is not looking too bad right now. $2,000, I'll take that. FanDuel balance, love seeing that. All right, so where's the Rams? Here we go, over 43.5. Again, guys, I would look to flat bet this. If you're new to using the sharp money tool, keep this in pretty simple bet sizes, right? Bet either a flat stake of either $100 or bet to profit $100. So I'm not going nuts on this play, right? Because this is one of those ones where we're not really receiving positive EV, but because there's so much liquidity on this over, this is definitely a play that I would love to take. Even at minus 110, that's fine by me. And I'll just change this to FanDuel. Again, utilizing OddsJam's Bet Tracker and the fact that this is on the sharp money tool, this play will show up on my bet tracker as sharp money. So for those of you that don't know, when you come over here, and if I just go and clear out all my plays and then just go pending, right? What you're going to notice is that this play that we just bet right here on the Saints, it shows up as sharp money right here. So it's nice because you can see parlay positive EV, but it's going to show up as sharp money. So that's the nice thing about the tool. All right, let's take a look. What else do we have? Let me take a look at some play. I'm not going to go after player props, but mainline markets is something that I definitely want to focus on. So we'll just make sure that we just kind of focus on this at the moment. Date range, I'm cool with taking like the next 7 days. Again, with the liquidity here, guys, we could say, give me Pinnacle limits of at least, maybe we want it to be $2,000, right? But for this, maybe I'll say $1,000. And let's make sure that liquidity is, I don't know, at least at $5,000. And this only shows 7 results, right? We talked about this play. We talked about these others. I don't like this, the fact that this is where it is. Rutgers, though, point spread, Rutgers plus 13. So Pinnacle's taking $4,000 on this play. And this person wants Rutgers plus 13 at plus 100 odds. And they're willing to put up $7,400 on this play. So this would be something that I would go over. Again, the global sports books, the more books that you have, guys, the more profitable opportunities that you have out there. If you guys are finding any of this insightful or helpful, subscribe to the channel. Helps out a lot, and I appreciate it. And so I'm just heading over to BetDSI again. These are global sports books, guys, that I'm utilizing. I'm also going to peep this UAB Connecticut play because it looks decent for maybe FanDuel for some points. So we'll look at some college football. This is for Saturday. The one thing I will say with BetDSI on the computer, it's a pain in the ass. There it is. Plus 13. All right, we can get this. Again, maybe I just go with a flat bet size. So I'm just going to go $100 here because it's a multiplier of Pinnacle. So we'll grab Rutgers on this play as well. If we look at UAB in Connecticut, the under 63.5, we have combination of 60, almost $7,000 in liquidity. People want this. Someone wants this at minus 115. This person wants it at minus 116. So again, we can bet this under at minus 115 odds over on FanDuel. We can also grab this at Sport Trade in Arizona. But this is a play on FanDuel that I think FanDuel, I like this. I don't mind this at all. We'll grab the under 63.5 over here on UConn and UAB at minus 115 odds. Use the search bar here. Makes things really quick and simple. And there we go. And I'll pay a little bit. And we'll go 115 just to profit $100. Again, if I'm new to using the Sharp Money tool, just going to, bet to win $100 for me. I'm totally fine with that. But figure out what one unit is for you guys and then go after that play. So we'll take a look to see how these progress. Also, Oklahoma plus 2.5. The only thing that I would state here on this 2.5, 2.5 is it's not as good of a number if we're taking the underdog compared to taking the minus 2.5. And there is a total of $10,000 between No Vig and Profit X on this play. So someone really wants Oklahoma at plus 2.5. I would say it's all right. It's okay. Okay. Yeah. Plus 105. Not bad. It's all right. But I'm probably not. I'm just going to stay away from this one. All right, let's take a look at the EV tool. What do we got cooking for the EV tool? So we're going to look at some mainline markets. Speaking of main markets, I will maybe take just a quick peep just to see for NHL goals. All right, no results for NHL player goals. It's probably too early in the morning. That's fine. Back on tonight, guys, at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Let's go and let's look at some mainline markets. Let's go with the NBA. We'll look at World Series. We'll look at NFL. I'll look at college. We'll look at college football for sure. Again, we can use the EV formula here, guys. So if we're looking for maybe the NBA, if you want a sharp strategy, I would say is let's use Circa and Pinnacle. Right? Let's do a little mix of both. So we're going to do a little 50-50. This is a new feature that's coming out to all Platinum Plan members next week, where you can now build your own custom EV formula. And I'm going to say, listen, only show bets when the book waits, if Pinnacle or Circa shows up. If I want more confidence in a play, I'll say, listen, when it requires Pinnacle and Circa, I want to see these plays, right? So I'm going to select all the books, and then the minimum maximum odds, right? We're just going to go to a minus 200, and we're going to keep this to basically a plus 150. This is where I live. Sometimes if I'm feeling frisky, I'll take this to like plus 175. That's pretty much it. And I like to use worst case, right? We'll take a look at worst case. Date range, I'll leave that blank, or we could go for like maybe the next 7 days. And then that's pretty much it. And then it's just going to load the opportunities. So we'll look at another tool over the Sharp Money tool, guys, or we'll go back over the Fantasy Optimizer for a minute or two while these opportunities load up. Skunky, ¿qué pasa? What's going on, man? Skunky. What's going on? Dude, it's Halloween, bro. It's Halloween. We got to get into it. And this ninja's a Dodgers fan. Let's go Big Blue. We're going to get it done tonight. We're going to tie up the series. So we'll take a look at some other prize picks and underdog slips while I wait for the EV formula to find me some plays. We got to go. All right, so let's see what we got cooking here. 3 picks. Give this a minute while we give the it shouldn't take like 2 or 3 minutes, guys, but I was just going to give it a couple seconds to find it. And I would love to know, out of everyone here, did anyone actually, let me see. Let me start a poll. Did you tell the, what was it? Oh, Gotta know. Did anyone actually tail the Morgan Geeky anytime goal scorer play last night that we shared on the live stream? Just curious. Not sure if sharing those settings or those filters actually helps anyone, because we've been absolutely just murdering FanDuel. Yeah, not crazy about this. Like I said, the Drake May play's been out there for a minute. I can get behind that one. No, not seeing much yet that I really, really love. Let's go back to the EV tool. Not seeing anything on PrizePicks. Okay, so here's what we got. Using Pinnacle and Circa together. These are pretty strict parameters, guys. Again, we're looking for plays where we need to have Pinnacle and Circa aligning on these plays. So Syracuse minus 2.5. This would be a play that we would want to go after on no vig. There's only $385. If I was in Pennsylvania right now, I would be using no vig and I would be hitting this play up. Dan, what's going on, man? Curious what the promo converter for the no sweat bet no sweat bet at 47%, a good percentage, or should I wait for a higher? Yeah, Dan, that's pretty low. I would say that's a very low percentage, but is it a main market play, right? If it's not, as long as it's not like a niche player prop or like a niche tennis match, I would say then definitely go ahead and grab that. So definitely go ahead and grab that. Ooh, we got some more liquidity over here in the Suns play, but this looks decent. So yeah, 47% is low, no doubt. But if it's a main market play that protects your account health, then I'm interested in that play, right? So I would take that. Really? They're dropping ESPN, Skunky? Oh, dude, I didn't know about that. Because I do use YouTube TV all the time. Well, I remember the email. I got the email. No, never mind. Yeah, because it was about Disney. And I forgot that ESPN lives under Disney. I did see the email yesterday that they might give us like a refund. But honestly, YouTube TV still has me by the gonads, man, because like I'm not going to leave because of Sunday Ticket. But Monday Night Football, dude. What are we going to do? I'm not buying basic cable. All right, so we're looking at this over on the Jazz and the Suns. Now, if you guys want to relax these settings a little bit and we just take this to like, hey, man, it's cool. Just give me Pinnacle or Circa. Then again, these opportunities will load up. This is the new custom EV formula that you guys can utilize when it comes to sharp betting. And is there more opportunities loading, or is that it? Okay, that's it. So again, this is just something new. There it is. There's a few more popping up from time to time. Clemson at minus 150. Yeah, this is a low hold a bookmaker. So I would definitely go in. Definitely go in on that. One time to buy. Irish. Dang. Yeah, Dan, in terms of that 1,500, that's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a big challenge. Ooh, Raptors. It's going to be a big challenge when it comes to the larger. When you get to the MGM converting that bonus, the truth about converting those bonuses, and maybe speaking more to Dan, it's very difficult because you have to have a ton of money on another sports book, low key like $4,000 or $5,000. So when you come over to the promo converter tool, as we wait for these opportunities to load, and if I'm looking at MGM, right, and even if it is $1,500, okay, let's just say you get that bonus bet. The problem here is, let's just select everything, right? Yeah, I don't know why we're not showing this. The problem here is that you have to, like, it doesn't even matter if I pick a different book like DraftKings. The problem here is like you have to have like over $1,000, if not more. Like, look at this bet size. This is like $6,400 on Texas. So that's the problem. Like, even if this was BetMGM, all these plays require you to have 6,000, 12,000, 31,000, 7,600, 6,400, 5,000. So like that's why converting this optimally is almost impossible, because you're not going to be able to have, no one has this money, right? No one has $6,000 to $10,000 lying around that you can just bet on those. So that's kind of the issue when it comes to that. Vanderbilt plus 3.5 on Sport Trade. Okay. Cavs -7. Yeah, not bad. It's not a bad play. Pinnacle's taking $5K on this, $250. I'd definitely bet the Cavs at -7. Yeah, that's the tough one. Appreciate you sharing that, Irish. That's definitely helped. Buy AVC box and just need Wi-Fi. Use it, take it on the road. Good to hear that. Really good to hear that. Appreciate you sharing that. Penn State plus 18. Dude, I don't want to bet Penn State. They're so bad. You can see, guys, it's taking a little bit of time for some plays to load. Ooh, though. ASU play? I mean, bookmakers probably taking a larger wager size. They don't have as high liquidity, but interesting. It's still 9 cents off the bookmaker. I would be interested on this. Again, if I'm looking at some different Penn State spreads, guys, honestly, 17.5 to 19.5 is almost the same. Not quite. I mean, 38 to 20. I'm playing some different scenarios. I mean, who kidding? Penn State's not scoring 20 points. Maybe 24 to 6. This makes a difference, right? But for the most part, I would still want to take the highest point spread possible between these two. So -114, bookmakers at -119. So I would love to bet this Penn State spread. That would be something I would go after. If I'm looking for any plays for today for the NBA, I don't really see it, right? We're looking at showing a lot of college football. That's for sure. A lot of college football. So let's go after and we're going to get rid of the EV formula just because it takes a little bit of time, guys. It does, for live stream purposes, it's not always the best. We'll look at Pinnacle. Let's look at some NBA plays right now. See if we have any mainline market plays. Pinnacle in worst case is always my go-to. And then for the minimum maximum odds, we'll go -200. We'll take this to a +200. Not focused on player props this morning, guys. I will focus on them later today and day ranges for today. Okay, what do we have? Dang, got to get some money in the bet now. Okay, going against Circa. Bulls +6. Bookmakers -121. Pinnacles -121. Okay. And we're seeing that another global sports book, bet anything. This looks to be a really good play. I want to pay attention. Did Circa move recently, or did they just set their odds? No, they just recently set their odds. Bookmaker has moved. Bookmaker has moved within the last 57 minutes, right? Pinnacle moved down. They were a little high, and then they dropped down. But Pinnacle and Bookmaker are now aligned. So I'm in on this. Bulls +6 over at Bet Anything. This is another global sports book. Interesting, though, this morning, guys, but there's been a few global sportsbook opportunities where I'm interested in taking the Bulls at +6. They're playing really good basketball. If my memory serves correct, they're still undefeated. And this would be a play that I would want to go after. Even though, guys, it's a lower edge play, this is a main market point spread in the NBA. Now, if you want to wait until, some news is dropped, injury news, that's fine, but you're probably not going to be able to get this. You're either the line's going to work against you or it will work for you. And already I'm looking at Bet Anything, and they already changed this. So it's just Circa because they moved to +5.5. So I was too slow there. Let's refresh the page. That sucks. Jazz +5.5. Again, Bulls at +6.5 on FanDuel. So let's go back to this +6.5. I'm fine with this. Where's my FanDuel at? I'm not going to bet 50. I'm not going to bet $50, guys. I'm going to bet more than this because, again, it's a mainline market play. So 5.5 is the main line. You just scroll to the bottom here, and let's go to alternate spreads. Bulls are at +6.5 at -120. I'm going to go in for a 150 spot here. I always overbet the main markets, guys. I just have confidence. If I'm seeing Pinnacle and Bookmaker match up here, I will overbet this because of the fact that it's the NBA and it's early in the morning. Jazz at +5.5. $7,500 over here on Pinnacle playing the Suns. This looks incredible. Yeah, I'm all in on this Jazz play. I'd bet even more on the Jazz. We're going to go maybe 200 on the Jazz, plus 5.5. Going up against my Suns. Bingo. Love grabbing this. Love going after FanDuel early in the morning when it comes to NBA spreads. This is something that I definitely love to target. Now, something else, guys, with FanDuel that I definitely like to target for the NBA. I don't go after it too often, but did I type this wrong? Yeah, first quarter. Give me some first quarter total points. First quarter total points. FanDuel, nothing? Really? All right, let's just go to alternate markets then. Team totals. Knicks, under 119.5. This is 12 cents off the bookmaker and the Pinnacle. Over on FanDuel, taking the Knicks under. Now, here's the thing that I don't like. I don't like that FanDuel just moved. I don't like that about an hour ago, FanDuel was at minus 118 and they moved to plus 102. Bookmakers moved a little bit. Pinnacle's been pretty steady in this line. But don't know how I feel about that one now. And then the Suns under on their team total. This is a lower edge play. Very low edge. Probably would not play this one. Yeah, I'm not in on this one. And then the Clippers, again, a little bit too low of an edge. Looking for some higher edge plays. This Knicks play, you could take it if you want, but I'm probably going to stay away from it. What else we got here? I'm not going to lie, guys, because of this face mask, this stream has felt like it's been going on for 10 years. I'm really hoping that I don't have to rock this face mask the whole time tonight when I'm going out, because it's just not going to be a good time. All right, let's come back over here and we'll look at this again, and we'll look for some more mainline plays. Outside of basketball, do we have anything for Major League Baseball? Anything at all? If I'm looking at Pinnacle and I'm looking at worst case, what do we got for Major League Baseball? Blue Jays, first inning money line. Not a market that I normally bet on. They've got some odd plays here. Alex Call, under on his bases. Fanatics. I love this. Even though liquidity is low here on Pinnacle, this guy sucks. As a lifelong Dodgers fan for the past month, I could tell you this guy sucks. Can't hit a baseball to save his life. Doesn't matter if you put in Pages or Alex Call. They both suck. Put Pages back in. I have no confidence in this guy. This guy stinks. First half run line, though. Dodgers minus a half run. Love this with Yamamoto on the bump. I love this play. Now, I'm fairly limited on Ballybet. Fairly limited. But I'm going to give it all I can over here. And also, what about Bet Rivers? Bet Rivers at minus 107. I can get this at minus 107 as well. So I'm going to go snag this right now. I'm expecting it to be pretty bad. I'm expecting that they're going to let me wager, I don't know. Maybe $15. We'll find out. Even though it's the World Series. So minus 105 odds. And let's take a look. You got to come over to the innings play tab right here, guys. Sometimes it doesn't work up here at the top. Come over to innings and then right here. So we're looking for the spread. Dodgers minus a half run. Odds Jam is telling me to put on what? $110? No way, Jose. I'll bet well above that. I'll go to see if I can get $200. $45. Not ideal. Not ideal. But we'll just take the random, just the straight up 45. Okay, so we're in for as much as I could possibly get down on Ballybet. Dodgers first half run line. Yamamoto is just going to give it to him. Run line in general, minus 1.5. This is a low hold to Pinnacle. Oh, baby. Let's look at Pinnacle's movement. Let me see. So we got too many books right now that I'm looking at right now. So let's remove some of these guys so I can kind of get a clear picture. Okay. Circus chilling. FanDuel, they moved down a little bit. Bookmaker moved down a little bit. Whoa, BetOnline dropped off big time. Big drop from BetOnline. Plus 116 down to plus 110. Okay, yeah, I like this. This is a play I can get way more money on. It's the main line play. It's the Dodgers. Now, obviously, guys, I'm taking a little extra risk, but betting the Dodgers first half run line. Again, this is the main play. When it comes to this, I can definitely get in on this. What will they let me bet on the Dodgers because of this movement? And Yamamoto's on the bump. Can I get down like $350? They're only going to let me bet $60 on the fucking World Series run line? Are you kidding me right now? Jesus Christ, that's horrible. Come on, dude. Come on. This is the biggest game of the night. How can I only bet $60 right now, Ballybet? That's a tough one. Now I can go over to Bet Rivers and bet a little bit more for sure. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Because definitely think it's worth a little bit more than that. All right. I'll hit that up in here in just a second. So over 7.5, $5,000. Pinnacle's taking $10K on this. No VIG. If you want to bet the over, I'm totally fine with that. Jack, happy Halloween, man. Happy Halloween. Irish, yeah. I mean, obviously, I appreciate you sharing what you did, man, because that's incredible. That's incredible. Bookmaker, yeah, Bookmaker moved a lot on this over 7.5. You could see some serious movement from Bookmaker. Granted, that was like 15 hours ago, but even here, this is some nice movement for sure. Okay. It's probably as much as I'm going to go. This Dodgers plays a little too low for me in terms of first half run line. Let's refresh this once more. The first inning money line, this is an ARB to Pinnacle, guys. I don't normally bet this market, but it looks pretty decent if you wanted to bet this on Hard Rock. What else do we got? How about some NFL? Can we get some NFL? Let's go after some main marketplace. Anything for the NFL. This is really like the last day that I'm looking to bet the NFL. Obviously, I didn't set up maybe an odds range. Bills -3. I forgot the Bills and the Chiefs are playing. Oh, dude, this is going to be such a good game. Titans spreads. Oh my God. I don't want to even look at the Titans right now. It's just not even, it's not fun. It's not a good time. Cowboys -2.5. No VIG. I would jump on this play. It looks very good. Bookmakers -114. Pinnacles at -112. If you guys have, and this is -2.5, which is a really good number to be on for the NFL, I'm all in on this. I can't believe I did this whole stream with this mask on my face because it's just tough. Shout out to the people in the medical industry, man, how they did this for like years during COVID. I obviously don't have the mental strength to handle that. 49ers, Giants, under 46.5, +130. ESPN bet. You can get a +126, which is not great over at FanDuel, which it's okay, but it's not great. But again, Bookmakers at 109, Pinnacle's at 116. So taking the average between Pinnacle and Bookmaker, this is a solid play. I will say, guys, that point range between 46 to 48 is pretty important. So I don't know how I'm feeling about it, but I would still go after this on ESPN bet. And then we talked about this over. We already bet this on the over 43.5. Okay. Again, if you want to bet these overs on Fanatics, be my guest. Even if you're limited, guys, you could have a really good time betting this. And then what else do we have? Yeah, the Saints plus 7.5. It's a good number to be on. It is, and it's an arb to Pinnacle, man. So like, I can get behind that. Oh yeah, Manny. Yeah, we bet UFC all the time. I haven't looked at UFC. I'm glad that you just asked me that because I totally forgot about UFC. Yeah, bet UFC all the time. Normally I bet main markets. I only bet main markets with UFC. Love using BetOnline as my sharp. What do we got for UFC? So these point spreads, guys, I don't bet a ton of point spreads because the liquidity is quite low in this market. Low vig, sportsbetting.ag. This is the sister site to BetOnline. Low vig is, copies BetOnline's odds. So these ones on DraftKings, I would not go crazy on. I mean, while I love that it's a high EV percentage play, there isn't much liquidity here. We're talking like probably under $1,000. So I don't have a lot of confidence there. And then total rounds, this would be the only one. Chang Ho Lee on the money line. It's not bad. It's good to Circa. It's good to bet online, and it's not bad to Pinnacle. This is over on Caesars, guys. I would be interested in taking Chang Ho Lee on Caesars plus 110. Over 1.5 for Radke and Frunza. What do we got? So this is a disagreement to Pinnacle on the over 1.5. Okay. Circa moved up. They were at minus 150. They moved to minus 135. BetOnline's been chilling at minus 143. Okay. The over 1.5. So Pinnacle's taking $1,000. Again, this is why I would recommend you guys to sign up with a BetOnline and bookmaker account. Even if you don't have to deposit any money in the accounts. What you can do, though, is you can come over here and you can take a look at the liquidity for this fight. And you could say, okay, like what do we have for Frunza? You can find out like what the liquidity is for this play. So, and I don't even know if which fight this is. Yeah, it's not. If you guys can let me know the number, because I don't think it's UFC 320. I don't see it for UFC 322. So I don't know if this is. It's hard to say. I wish I would have known what fight. This is the toughest part with knowing these fights sometimes. Searching for them on the site, because I don't know which one this is, unless it's Qatar or maybe it's Vegas. There it is. It's UFC Vegas 110. And so BetOnline is taking $3,500. So BetOnline is taking 3 times the amount of liquidity that Pinnacle is. So this is one that I'd be willing to go over to bet 105, and I'd bet this play. I'd bet this over 1.5. I don't mind doing that. Finally found it. Okay, so where's my bet 105? Appreciate that, Manny. For the weekend, no doubt about that. Ron, what's going on? Lots of newcomers. I don't know, man. Maybe there is. Could be some newcomers. It's all right. Always appreciate the newcomers. Make sure you guys are being nice to them. We all start somewhere, man, when it comes to sports betting. I don't know about you guys yesterday with Bet 105. I was having a really difficult time with my phone and my computer getting the bet in. There it is. Finally loaded up for me. So friends, again, guys, if you ever wanted to bet into Pinnacle and you live in America, then definitely just bet this. It's minus 129. Yeah, they already moved. Dude, look at this movement. They're moving towards BetOnline. I still want a little bit of this, though. So I'm just going to bet it for 130. But you want to make sure you get bet 105. Use code BillyC, and you're going to receive, on your first deposit of $100, you'll receive a $50 free bet. It's a 1x rollover. It's really good. I love using Bet 105 because they copy Pinnacle's odds. And there are times that I want to bet into Pinnacle. And while the odds just kind of changed, I'm still totally cool with grabbing this UFC fight. Let's refresh this page. Chang Ho Lee, while it's a lower edge play, guys, it's something I would sprinkle maybe a half unit on. I'm okay with that. But yeah, that's going to be the stream, guys, because I'm dying to get out of this costume. But I will be back in this costume tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern, going through it again, going through some more plays. Appreciate you guys hanging out, stopping by. If you're new to sports betting, continue to come back. We'll teach you how to make some money, beat the books. It's a lot of fun. And if you're going to be betting on sports betting, guys, might as well be profitable, right? And that's what we aim to teach here. Enjoy the morning, guys, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit later this evening. Take care.